Center in Newark, New Jersey, getting ready for a matchup between number 3 UConn and UCLA, a Saturday afternoon on ABC. And this season is underway.
Pretty bucket. South Carolina has so many weapons. She's a deep threat too. My goodness.
Lines it up and knocks it down.
She just went after it and got it. When you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
Some of these players you expect to get back at some point, and also the practice time, no doubt, will help it.
Yeah, without question. But UConn's got a tough schedule, so they may take some lumps they're not used to taking over the course of the next couple of months.
AZ Fudd, the #1 overall recruit, out as well. Nika Mule also injured right now for UConn. UCLA has quite a few injuries themselves. Owens, little jumper, won't go. Rebound bangs out of bounds. Last hit. UCLA, it's going to be UConn basketball. Gino Auriemma was just brutally honest about his team's struggles against Georgia Tech in the fourth quarter, similar to the struggles they had in their other loss against South Carolina in the fourth quarter. Said, I don't see it getting better. On the attack, Uhas gets fouled, and Dorka Uhas, who has slid into the starting lineup with some of these injuries, going to shoot too.
And one of the ways it's going to get better, Ryan, is they've got to get some more touches in the paint. That's where they had their success against Georgia Tech. You see Connecticut in this first possession. They've got spacing. They get it into Nelson Adota. Uhas looks to drive inside. They've had some struggles from the three-point line without Paige Beckers in, so you don't have the same spacing that you're used to when she's in the game.
Second free throw, no good. A nice box out there from Owens to secure things for UCLA. Here's Osborne. Natalie Cho coming off a 31-point performance last time out. That three rims out for Osborne on the offensive glass. Again, the activity from Owens.
And UCLA is a much smaller team on the interior than Connecticut, but they are attacking the offensive boards.
That three won't go. UCLA shooting 40% from three as a team to begin this season, leading the Pac-12 as Williams just missed it left. Out of bounds to UCLA. You see the starting five for UConn. UCLA led, of course, by head coach Corey Close in her 11th season at the helm. You just talked about the points in the paint for UConn. That was something Coach Close told us was absolutely key if UCLA was going to win this game. Said we have to eliminate the transition opportunities and have to limit the paint points for UConn.
And they did a good job on that last possession. Kristen Williams trying to get some early offense, but not able to hit.
Owens face-up jumpers airmailed, and the weak side rebound to Nelson Adota. UConn struggles in the second half against Georgia Tech. Sort of coincided with when Nelson Adota got into foul trouble. Here's Penn. Into the corner, Osborne connects on a three. No hesitation from Charisma Osborne, who's shooting it at 40% on the season.
And UCLA as a team is shooting it from 40%, so Connecticut's going to have to get out and really defend on the perimeter.
Nelson Adota dribbles it off her leg, loose ball. Cho after it, so is Nelson Adota, and possession arrow belongs to UConn. You know, Corey Close was joking with us. She said she told Gino Auriemma, hey, maybe we should each just draft a few of our scout players with the injuries we're both dealing with. UCLA has quite a few as well. One of the big ones, Gina Conti, would be their starting point guard, out right now. They will get her back at some point.
Look at Amari Thomas and her defense. She's only 5'11". Nelson Adota 6'5", but Amari Thomas, she just builds a wall. Nelson Adota couldn't go by.
That's a really strong defensive possession there for UCLA as we check in with Holly.
Are out right now for UCLA with injury. That is exorbitant. And so Corey Close said, you know, it's a great K-Yow quote. You can dip your feet in the pity pond, but just don't swim laps in there. This is a reality of college basketball, and they are having to move on quickly from all the players they're missing.
That is a wonderful quote.
I think in life.
Yeah, it just absolutely, because it gives you a little flexibility, right, to get those toes a little wet and pitty, but not soaked. Bucket and a foul there. A chance for three for Avina Westbrook.
And what have we seen from Connecticut early? They are trying to push the pace. They're trying to get early offense. Nice finish by Westbrook as she's leaning out of bounds. But they're well aware that their struggles have come in the quarter court when they really have to work their offense. And one way you can alleviate that is push the pace.
Avina Westbrook, a redshirt senior now, the transfer from Tennessee, completes the three-point play. And checking in for UCLA, Chantel Horvat, the Australian redshirt senior, as Thomas will get a breather.
And I like that because the way that you're going to have to be physical with Connecticut's bigs, you do not want Thomas picking up a second one early here, so get her out for a few minutes.
Here's Penn trying to turn the corner, got gobbled up, last hit her, UConn basketball. Nelson Adota celebrates an outstanding defensive stop.
Penn will look to attack. She's very good at that, and a nice job by Nelson Adota, not only with the block, but to get the possession back for her team.
Nelson Adota coming off a homecoming in Georgia on Thursday. Had her parents in attendance, family and friends. Westbrook, no hesitation, and missed it badly. Rebound gobbled up by Anson.
There's a lot of gobbling up going on today, Ryan.
That's right. You know, it's post-Thanksgiving. Long three from Osborne. And Osborne accounting for all 6 UCLA points thus far.
Yeah, she's come to play, and she's not afraid to look for her own shot.
Oh, Nelson Adota trying to spin between two, just could not find the angle. Here comes Osborne, swiftly up the floor, will pull. Not that time, no hesitation at all. A confident stroke from Osborne.
As soon as she steps over half court, Charisma Osborne has her eyes up, and she is looking for her own shot. And man, that one was deep, and Nelson Adota is working hard, and she is fighting, but UCLA is making her work for absolutely everything. Terrific interior defense so far.
Now, Corey Close was talking to us about Charisma Osborne and said, look, her ceiling is limitless, and I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a guard in the country who is more complete on both sides of the ball than Charisma. Charisma guarding Kristen Williams here. Williams can't get it to go. More good D from UCLA. Dominique Onu into the game for UCLA, and a kick is going to keep it here with the Bruins.
And Ryan, for UConn offensively, we're used to, historically, seeing their offense be smooth. People moving and cutting and back cutting and getting things easy. Last few games we've watched, I would not describe their offense as smooth. Herky-jerky, players looking like a little bit indecisive.
Well, how much of that is Cage and just the breadth of injuries in the back?
Oh, so much of it. 99%?
Yeah. A foul here is going to go against Anstey.
Nice job, though. She was doing her job. You want to meet the post up the lane. You don't want to let her get to the block, and so she bodied up Nelson Adota, but called for the foul. And here we see Aaliyah Edwards coming into the game. This is the first game of the season where she has not started. She really struggled mightily in that Georgia Tech game, and I think Coach Auriemma bringing her in off the bench is not something punitive. I think he wanted her to take a little pressure off or let her watch a little bit. You see Avina Westbrook hitting the shot.
Westbrook with 5 points in the early going here. Tied at 6. Midway through this first, Osborne, nice hesitation. Kicking it out, catch, fire. Off the mark on a 3 for Thomas. Loose ball, bangs around. Anstey after it, keeps it alive for UCLA.
UConn boxed out, but they just didn't have anyone go attack the board.
That one off the mark for Onu. And here comes Westbrook. Westbrook dumping underneath. Nelson Adota can't finish it. Knocked out of bounds. And we'll have our first timeout. How about this, Rebecca? In the last 15 minutes of game action, Dating back to Thursday against Georgia Tech, Avina Westbrook is the only member of UConn who has a field goal that stays true through the start of this one. She has 5 of UConn's 6 points. It's a 6-6 game early. The Never Forget Tribute Classic on ABC is presented by United Rentals, who is honored to give back to first responders and all those who serve their community and country. First quarter action, UCLA and UConn tied at 6. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, you see UCLA going to visit the 9/11 Memorial, and it's really a very special event here today. We're making history, not only being the first women's basketball game on ABC, but this is the first time that the Never Forget Classic has had a women's team, and they are so excited to feature these 2 women today. This classic is because most of these young women and athletes have not been born when 9/11 happened, and they believe it is very important to remind people of that time of history in our country and remind these young athletes of what is going on, keeping the spirit of 9/11 and all the people who went through that alive for these young people.
Holly, it's so true. Rebecca, we were talking about before the game how many players on the floor weren't born yet, and even the ones who were obviously too young to have any memory of something that was so impactful to all of us who experienced it.
Yeah, I was in New York City on 9/11, so experienced that firsthand, and obviously very, very important.
Now, this is the 5th edition of the Never Forget Tribute Classic, and the Classic partners with the Families of Freedom Scholarship Fund, which helps support the education of children of the victims of the September 11 terrorist attacks, and they have raised so much money through this classic. So just really terrific work being done for a truly worthy cause. Edwards can't hit the jumper. Osborne the rebound.
What a great last possession by UCLA on a long miss of a 3-point shot to be able to get out in transition. Penn running the floor and scoring inside, man. She's fun to watch. Here she goes.
How about that? A little shake and bake from Penn for 2.
Corey Close was telling us this morning the guard matchup was one she really had her eye on.
Another missed layup on the other end for UConn. That's been a theme over the last couple of games. How about Penn? Off on a 3. Thomas there for the catch and finish.
Yeah, UCLA doing a really good job again, running off of misses. You don't need steals or block shots in order to get transition going. You can do it off of misses.
A 6-0 run for UCLA. Westbrook buries a much-needed 3. She is not afraid to take the big shot when UConn needs it.
Yeah, she has done a really nice job, even in moments where Connecticut has struggled, of stepping up and being willing to be the player to take that shot.
I mean, how about Rebecca? It's still true. She's the only member of UConn to have a field goal now in the last 17 minutes of game action dating back to that Georgia Tech game. Just incredible.
There have been good looks, though. You saw Nelson Adota with a good look inside, Kristen Williams with a good look inside.
When you're missing bunnies, does it become mental?
Yes, it certainly does, especially when your teammates are as well. It's contagious.
Osborne had it partially blocked, kept alive, though, by Owens. Another chance here for UCLA. Penn waiting on the Thomas screen. Penn gets free of Westbrook and floats it in. How about the handle of Jalen Penn?
The way she split the screen on the hard hedge. Come on now.
6 points for Penn. Talking to Corey Close about a variety of players as Edwards gets fouled. And she said, hey, don't forget Jalen Penn. She's going to be a huge factor in this game as well. Now, this is the 20th annual Women's Jimmy V Classic, and on Sunday, rivals square off with number 14 Kentucky taking on number 7 Louisville at 1 Eastern, noon Central. Then it's number 1 South Carolina hosting number 8 Maryland. Both games on ESPN and the app. One app, one tap. To donate to the V Foundation for Cancer Research, go to v.org. And with Louisville and Kentucky playing, we just want to send all of our best wishes and prayers to everybody in those communities after the devastating storms of last night. So scary to watch what the people in those communities are going through after those storms, and our thoughts are with all of you as you navigate this incredibly difficult aftermath. Out of bounds off of UConn. It goes back to UCLA.
I want an on-ball screen for Jalen Penn just so I can see what she's going to do next. We saw her with a double crossover, then we saw her split the screen. Connecticut now going to a zone because they're having a hard time. When you have a hard time keeping players in front of you, you go to the zone.
Osborne, that's how you break the zone.
That is.
Third three for Osborne. Meanwhile, how about this? Westbrook, since the start of the fourth quarter against Georgia Tech, 13 points. Rest of UConn, 2 points. Talking about almost 2 full quarters now. Penn couldn't split the double that time. Ducharme comes up with a steal. Ducharme bounces off, floats too strong. Westbrook cleans it up, can't put it in, and collected by UCLA with a 7-point first quarter lead. Osborne gets it out to Cho. Her three off the mark. The rainbow delivery.
I think what's so striking too, Ryan, is how many air balls has UConn shot this first quarter? That's something else we're not used to seeing.
Yeah. Westbrook will fire and hit. A long two for Avina Westbrook.
She's keeping him in the game.
And she's had a couple that, had the line not moved back, would be threes for Avina Westbrook.
Yes.
But Westbrook absolutely keeping UConn in the game. Penn can't hit the three. Rebound Nelson Adota, and Westbrook and the Huskies can hold for a final shot here. Nelson Adota lays it in off the nice delivery from Westbrook, and the near 20-minute stretch of just Westbrook field goals for UConn ends. Osborne wanted a foul on that logo attempt, didn't get it. It's UCLA by 3 after 1.
Jalen Penn has been pretty fancy. Crush over again into the paint. Woo, this kick and play.
Absolutely dynamic handles for Jalen Penn. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC station. Well, less than a week ago, Sunday, the reigning National Player of the Year, Paige Bueckers, suffered a non-contact injury here, a fractured tibial plateau. And Bueckers' expected recovery time listed as 6 to 8 weeks. Her production has been immense for this UConn team, averaging over 21 points, over 6 assists. Holly talked about accounting for 52% of UConn scoring when it comes on assisting or scoring the team's field goals. So everyone wants to know, what's the latest? You know who has the latest? Holly Rowe does.
Well, I was able to catch up with Paige Bueckers pregame, and she is on crutches. She's got a big knee brace on, and one thing we should know, I've done a ton of research on tibial plateau fractures, and there is a varying degree of severity. She has got one that is an anterior fracture, and the research I have done, that is one that could require surgery down the road, so we will see if that is an option that she does decide to choose. But all of the research I have done on this injury, there is an extended period of recovery. So while they are saying right now 6 to 8 weeks, it is likely that she could be out longer, even up to 3 to 4 months.
Wow, that is big news, Holly. We appreciate you delivering that as Charisma Osborne hits her 4th three of this first half.
So now, what do you do defensively? You've gone into a zone, Connecticut, because you can't keep them in front of you, and then Osborne is hitting threes to you know,
Stretch the, I mean, they've been able to bust the zone. They've been able to break down man-to-man. It's been impressive.
Thank you for articulating that
in
a few amount of words. I appreciate it.
I saw you were distracted that I still had my top button buttoned. I usually, as soon as we're done with the open, it's done. I went the whole first quarter, so that one's on me.
I appreciate that, right.
A 20 to 13 lead for UCLA. They took 1 point off the board for UConn at the end of the first quarter. There was an Avina Westbrook jumper that was ruled a 3 that was actually a 2, so that was changed at the end of the quarter. And Nelson Adota got hooked underneath there by Owens. So it's going to stay right here with UConn. We also see Amari DeBerry in the game for UConn. She was probably the biggest bright spot for UConn in that loss to Georgia Tech. Number 15 recruit in the nation this past season. And, you know, Gina Auriemma told us she probably is the most purely skilled big that UConn has had since Brianna Stewart. We saw some of that skill in just the few minutes she played against Georgia Tech.
Yeah, she played really well in that game. Hit the first touch of her season, she hit a nice little left-handed shot, so she certainly is skilled.
Westbrook lost it, loose ball, who's gonna get it? DeBerry keeps it alive. Westbrook, once again, gets denied, and then a jump ball with UCLA owning the possession arrow. So the Bruins will have it with 8:48 to go here in the second.
UCLA has been terrific defensively. They have shown toughness. They have been physical with Connecticut on the interior. It has started with their transition defense. They've gotten back, done a really nice job of that, making things very hard for Connecticut on that end of the floor.
Penn penetrates, airs it, can't hit it. The putback is good. Anstey on the putback. She's been very active inside. 7 rebounds on Sunday against San Jose State. And a bucket there, cleaning up the offensive glass. Largest lead for UCLA as Ducharme gets free for the leg.
Connecticut back in the man-to-man. They were the prior possession as well. Didn't take long for UCLA to shoot him out of the zone.
Osborne handing it off to Horvat. Penn into the corner. Horvat, catch, fired, no. And Westbrook, the weak side rebound, looking to push for the Huskies, trying to get something going in transition. Westbrook all the way in for 2.
Right now, she is, maybe along with Nelson Adota, the only 2 players who look like they're playing with true confidence, that they're out there feeling good about what they're doing.
Horvat gets blocked by Nelson Adota, controlled by DeBerry, and UConn with a little momentum now here in this second. Nelson Adota along 2 is off the mark.
There was a missed opportunity. Aaliyah Edwards had Osborne on her in the post.
And usually Nelson Adota is such a good facilitator, usually sees that.
It was even before Nelson Adota had the catch.
Penn gonna slowly walk into the left side of the floor. Thomas will take. No. Wow. That was like somebody picked up a spare. 4 bodies hit the floor at once. The 7-10 split was executed. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, guys, you see Kristen Williams on the bench right now for UConn. In the last huddle, Gina Auriemma very quietly, but in this really dramatic way, said to her, "Do you want to play today? Do you want to be out there?" And he made her respond to him and answer. And she was saying, yes, I do. He said, then how? How are you going to help your team? And he made her recite back to him what she was going to do to help her team. And right now, she's getting a chance to be on the bench. She's got to be big for them without Beckers.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question, Holly. They need her to be terrific as Penn fouls it up and floats it in. And in that first quarter was 0 for 4. Didn't really feel her impact. And she is the kind of athlete where, I mean, you can feel her impact.
Yeah, coming off the game against Georgia Tech where she was only 6 of 19.
Westbrook dumps it inside.
Great help.
Lost it. Onu in transition, lays it in. UCLA's lead right back to 9 after UConn seemed to have a little juice going.
But credit Anstey because her help defense is what got her there. Another missed layup, Ryan.
On a beautiful feed, too, from Westbrook. You know, we were talking to Corey Close, and she said, we have great pieces. We're not a great team yet. You could see some of the great pieces that UCLA has. I mean, it jumps out. Horvat will take and hit. It's an 11-point UCLA lead over UConn in this second quarter, and a timeout taken by the Huskies. Kristen Williams, Holly talked about her struggle. She's missed her last 12 field goal attempts. UConn's going to need her. They're going to come back in this one and navigate no Page.
For UConn to lose back-to-back games, could it happen today? We'll find out.
Well, Monica, so far, it looks like it could. You see Osborne and Penn have outscored UConn as a team thus far. 20 points between Charisma Osborne and Jalen Penn. I think we know someone who's a part of the last team to lose 2 straight games at UConn.
Yes,
Is that
we
right?
do. I know her very well. My sophomore year.
How about that? The jumper is good for UHAs. Another long 2. Penn flips it out to Onu. Osborne getting a little breather here. Cho bends off, can't bank it in. And a held ball. It's going to be UConn possession. Hey, here's our first NBA Saturday primetime matchup of this season on ABC and the ESPN app. Steph and the Warriors play the first game of a 5-game East Coast trip against Joel Embiid and the Sixers. Steph Curry just 10 threes away from breaking Ray Allen's all-time record. Our coverage begins with NBA Countdown, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Pretty good way to start the NBA Saturday primetime slate. Curry a chance for history tonight on ABC. Edwards can hit the 3. UHAs flags down the rebound. Another chance here for UConn. Westbrook step back, off the mark. Edwards gets the offensive rebound, so key to her game. Edwards kicks out, extra feed. Williams on the attack. And a travel as UHAs and UConn turns it over.
This is the thing, not only today, but in their prior game against Georgia Tech. UConn, their issues aren't on the defensive end of the floor. UCLA is shooting 32%. UConn did a pretty good job in limiting Georgia Tech's field goal percentage. It's on the offensive end of the floor where their struggles are so mighty.
Osborne back in the game, pulls the string. Westbrook takes the rebound on the fly. Nelson Adota hits the jumper.
And that's what's there. That's what's there. UCLA is going to step off of the big guy at the high post so they can sit in the lap of the low post player.
Edwards guarding Cho. Edwards, as Rebecca talked about, coming off the bench in this game for the first time this season. Osborne missed it. Rebound Westbrook. UConn with numbers. 3-on-1. Williams. Edwards gets denied in transition by Cho.
That's where you would typically see Kristen Williams, though, put it on the deck and go to her strong left hand. She makes the pass here. Edwards probably could have gone right back to her with it.
Yeah, I think you're right, Rebecca. That was ripe for a quick pass right back to Williams.
Little touch pass.
Owens and Horvat will check out. Penn back in, along with Anstey. Williams yet to score in this game. UHAs lost it. Here comes Osborne with Penn to her right. Perfect lead feed, and Penn lays it in.
We talked about Osborne being a complete player. We've seen a lot of that already. That was a beautiful pass in transition.
Osborne, the junior guard.
UCLA in a zone here. Why not? With the way Connecticut struggled to hit from the outside.
Oh, Penn comes up with a deflection, nearly saved it in bounds. As she's helped to her feet by Avina Westbrook.
And coming down, she's got the big backpedaling, threading the needle beautifully to Penn.
You know, one of the things that Corey Close talked to us about was the preparation she sees that players come in from the Windward School, where Charisma Osborne's from. She said, as a coach, it's such a delight. And part of the reason why she feels like Osborne is already so complete as a player, despite being at the beginning of her junior season. Osborne, oh, the hezzy. Penn cuts between two, pops it out. Osborne gets denied by Ducharme, and then Nelson Adota collects it. Here's Ducharme, the spin. Nice move there from Caroline Ducharme, who earns 2 free throws.
Nothing gives you energy quite like a block shot to then go down the other way. She was calling for the ball the whole time, and Westbrook found her. Okay, nice little spin move for the freshman.
Ducharme, the number 5 recruit in this year's class. A McDonald's, WBCA, and Slam High School All-American, and the Gatorade Player of the Year back-to-back seasons in Massachusetts. You see UConn's 2nd-ranked recruiting class. DeBerry, we talked about being 15th, and Maisie Fudd, the top recruit in the nation, who is out right now with a foot injury. The initial timetable for her was a couple of weeks. But should be back in the not-too-distant future for UConn.
Phenomenal three-point shooter who can help give them spacing on the floor.
Nika Mule, another key guard who's out for UConn. She would have been a fixture in the starting lineup, you'd think, without Paige. Osborne with the shot clock fading. Osborne gets blocked by Ducharme again. Gets it ahead to Williams, able to corral, and then it's going to be out of bounds off of Williams as she was unable to finish in transition.
Again, trying to push the pace, get some things in early offense, head full of steam here. Nice job. That was Cho, right? Right there.
Yes, it was. That's something Corey Close talked about. She believes Cho can be an incredible defender. One of the ways she's challenging Cho. Kick out, Penn, short on a 3. And another held ball, and UCLA has the possession arrow. UConn fans here don't like it. They felt like it was a quick whistle on that with Westbrook raking it away, and I think that face from Gino means he agrees with the fans.
I think so. Westbrook with 7 rebounds. I mean, she's trying to do everything. She's done a great job, too, when she's gotten to the defensive glass and then push pace the other way.
Well, we heard Nikki Fargus just talking about in the studio. They need someone else other than Westbrook to step up at some point. As Cho, too strong on the 3 and out of bounds. It last hit Westbrook, just grazed her after it hit Owens. And Westbrook knew it, did not contest it. As Dominique Onu comes into the game and gives Penn a breather for UConn.
Corey Close has done a really nice job. You know, she has a limited bench as well, getting players in and out, keeping them rested.
And Coach Close also looks very fly in those Jordan 11s. You know, Jordan Brand gifted the UCLA team these Jordan 11s for this game, and they're all rocking them, and you could see, yeah, that's a sharp shoe. Inbound, stolen by Nelson Adota. Westbrook, nice delivery, and Nelson Adota finishes. Great creation there from Avina Westbrook.
Yeah, beautiful pick and roll, and Avina Westbrook used it well, and nice job by Nelson Adota timing up the roll.
Five-point game, 20-second difference, game and shot clock. Osborne sets up Thomas, she'll fire. No, Ducharme the rebound. And UConn a chance to feel a lot better going into halftime. They trail by 11 in this second. Right now on an 8-2 run. Williams turns the corner, kicks, Ducharme, big 3 from Caroline Ducharme to end this second quarter as UConn finishes the half on an 11-2 run. UConn's first point halftime lead over number 3 UConn as we welcome you back courtside. Hey again, everybody. Ryan Ruocco alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. We'll hear from Holly Rowe in just a moment. Rebecca, UConn definitely took a while to get going. Ended that half on an 11-2 run. Avina Westbrook certainly shined brightest for the Huskies.
Yeah, the one player who is consistently aggressive and consistently confident throughout the course of that first half was Avina Westbrook, and that's what you need, especially from your lead guard, the player with the basketball in her hands. She was looking for her shot. 11 points in that half. Just as importantly, 7 rebounds. She was getting it done on both ends of the floor, and then the backcourt for UCLA was absolutely terrific. Osborne coming down, hitting deep threes, running the show. And how about Jalen Penn and her ability to cross over, split the screen, get into the paint. Both of those.
Get that to you if we can. Holly, you know, we had some technical difficulties, but how about you summarize for us what Gino had to say to you?
Coach Oriema felt like they finally got the ball moving. He said we got more people involved and shots started to fall. We'd had some good opportunities, but the shots didn't fall early. He said it's finally time that we start to realize this is who we've got. We've got to start being the team that we're going to be because this is all we have to play with. Quit thinking that someone else is going to come and help us. This is who we have.
Well, that's an interesting aspect of it too, Rebecca, the psychological part, right, of the not feeling like, oh, if we had Paige, if we had AZ, if we had Nika. No, this is who you got. Got to find a way. Owens got bumped with the shot clock at 1. And 2 free throws coming here for Owens.
And I think it's important to note, UConn coaches, UConn players haven't been making excuses about we don't have Paige. They're trying to navigate through this with very little practice time. Between now and their next game, I think they have 9 days where they'll be able to get some practices in. Granted, it's also finals time, which is a really stressful period, but I mean, this is a team that's going to have to figure out how to play without her, and they simply haven't had much time to do that in a practice environment.
These are the first free throws of the game for UCLA as Owens misses them both, but Thomas there snuck around Nelson Adota to put it back in for 2.
Amari Thomas had a very quiet first half. This is a player who is capable of scoring in bunches, eager to see if she gets it going here in the second.
Ducharme swims in and finishes. Caroline Ducharme, who had some very nice moments at the end of the first half, now with 9 points today. More UConn fans filing in. Men will play here after this one. Catch, fire, and hit for Natalie Cho.
4 of 18 in the first half. UCLA was from deep, but we said coming in on the season, shooting 40%. Cho was one of their more capable three-point shooters.
And Corey Close told Holly at that, said, you know, we had a lot of open ones that we missed from 3. Nelson Adota finds the stroke.
She's really become consistent with that just over the course of the last 2 games, looking for it more and able to finish.
What does that do for their offense? She hits that all the time.
Gives them much more spacing, because that's not a shot that Edwards has been able to hit consistently.
Owens flashes, lost it, got hit in the face by Nelson Adota. Hey, tomorrow afternoon, we're featuring this top 6 college basketball matchup. Should be a great one. Number 6 Villanova in Waco to take on undefeated number 2 Baylor. 1 p.m. Eastern, 2 Central on ABC and the ESPN app. With number 1 Purdue's loss to Rutgers on Thursday night. Baylor would jump to the top spot with a win. Nova would certainly jump up a few spots as well. Really looking forward to that one. Thomas can't handle it, out of bounds off UCLA, UConn basketball.
And she couldn't handle it because Avina Westbrook had left her player in the corner to come in and play on the low side. Credit Westbrook.
Three-point UCLA lead, 7th meeting between these schools all time. UConn 6-0. Ducharme in and out on a 3. Uhas the rebound, another chance here for the Huskies. Williams flashes, can't finish, got it back and puts it in. Kristen Williams finally gets one to drop, her first points of the game.
Maybe that's what it takes, right? You see the ball go through the basket one time after you've been struggling. It just lets you give out a sigh of relief.
Oh, nice D from Westbrook, and then it's off of her out of bounds. UCLA basketball.
Nice cut by Williams and a nice pass by Nelson Adota, curling off the screen. Misses the first one on her strong side, but credit to her, surrounded by UCLA defenders and forces it through.
UConn could really use Williams getting going. Maybe that is the bucket that unlocks her. Osborne, back to Thomas. Ball fakes the three. Osborne alone connects, tying a career high. 5 threes made for Charisma Osborne.
And credit Thomas for making that extra pass to her wide open teammate.
And then Cho with the athletic steal draws the foul on Ducharme.
That's just great two-man action the last time down the floor between Osborne and Thomas. She comes off a little curl, passes it back, beautifully done. Just one dribble. That's all Thomas needed to engage the defender and get Osborne the open look.
For a little more on Thomas, here's Holly.
Well, guys, what's so unique about that is Thomas is brand new to this team. Imari is a grad transfer from Cincinnati, and she's just getting her feet wet. She just joined the Bruins in June, and here she is as their leading scorer, working really well off of Osborne as we see a foul there. One other little funny note is UConn coach Jamel Elliott, who is an assistant, actually recruited her, found her out of Oakland, and signed her with Cincinnati, where she was the player of the year in the conference. And here's a grad transfer doing a nice job for the Bruins as their leading scorer.
Yeah, and at Cincinnati was outstanding. Only player in school history with more than 1,900 points and 800 rebounds. Was the AAC player of the year last season. I was talking to Corey Close about her, and you see the connection there with Coach Elliott and Imari. And Corey Close said, well, first things first, she's a bucket, talking about Imari Thomas. And UConn has quite a few scorers on this team. Thomas adds to it. Osborne, airmails, good effort by Penn. Here's Thomas posting and finishing. What beautiful footwork.
Perfect punctuation to what you were saying about her being a bucket. She's an undersized post, but she can find ways to get around bigger defenders and finish inside.
Nelson Adota sidesteps and lays it in. Deft footwork from Nelson Adota.
That was 6'5", moving her feet like that. Joe was right there.
Does your 6'5" move like that?
It never did.
Here's Penn. By the way, 3 fouls on Ducharme now, 3 on Nelson Adota. Thomas going back to work, going back to buckets.
5'11", 5'11", and Juhas is 6'4", 6'5", and Thomas can just use her broad shoulders to give her the space to get the shot up.
Was just 16 when she started college at Cincinnati because she had skipped a grade early on in school.
Give me some big girl footwork. We ready for some big girl footwork, Ryan?
Oh,
Are we ever ready for big girl footwork?
We're always ready for it.
Look at this, just going to the side. You're not gonna be able to shoot over her regularly, so get around. And then how about Nelson Adota? I'm not gonna let you get a charge on me. Go ahead, big girls.
Nelson Adota with 10 points, 5 of 8 from the floor. Thomas now with 8. Free throws here for Juhas. Hits the first.
I wonder if all the TikTok dances that players do now help with the footwork, the big girl footwork.
Those are certainly reps, maybe not the intended function of TikTok, but
they can't hurt, right?
No, I don't think so. Osborne bodies in, left it short. Juhas secures the rebound for UConn. Here's a 3-on-2 developing. Williams, oh, what a pretty move, just couldn't finish it.
Aaliyah Edwards was working too. She had her defender on her back and cleared out some extra space for Williams.
Penn hands it off to Osborne. In the corner, Cho kicks it out. 6 to shoot, Osborne missed it. And Williams on the rebound, look at a push pace for UConn. Nelson Adota was asking for it. Instead, it's Uaz on a three.
Did you see how the defense, though, was able to collapse? They had a lot of players in the paint because of Connecticut's inability to consistently hit from three. So that's a big shot, whether it's from Nelson Adota or Uaz, if a big can hit from the high post.
Dorka Uaz, the transfer from Ohio State, two-time first-team All-Big Ten. Didn't shoot the three well last year, but shot it very well the season before as Cho can't answer. Knocked out of bounds. Going to stay here with UCLA. Good effort on the glass. We'll step aside.
I mean, what a treat for me. First we have big girl footwork. Now we got big girl rage. Come on, Ryan.
The Never Forget Tribute Classic on ABC is presented by United Rentals, who is honored to give back to first responders and all those who serve their community and country. Rebecca, you asked the question. Do the TikTok dance videos help with the footwork? I think UCLA and UConn are telling us yes. They very much do.
I think without question. Here we got the big girls moving their feet. Now we got some little girls moving their feet. I'll say this, Ryan. The teams I played on, the best dancers, were also the best defenders.
Really?
They were. They just got the footwork down. I mean, of course, it depends on what kind of dancing you're doing.
Would you have been... would you have been front and center of that? We saw that great Olympic TikTok video that the U.S. women's team did win after winning gold this past summer in Tokyo. I think Taurasi surprised a lot of people with her moves.
Right. Yeah.
Would you have been the surprise excellent dancer? You wouldn't have been.
I would have been taking the video.
Okay. Well, let's be honest. If you have Holly Rowe, you really don't need anyone else to dance alongside of you.
That is true.
She's a one-woman show. UCLA a 1-point lead over UConn, 3:52 to go in the third quarter. UCLA had an 11-point lead late in the second, but UConn ended the half on an 11-2 run. And now the Huskies a chance to jump in front for the first time since this was a 4-3 game. Westbrook does just that, coast to coast for Avina Westbrook. A 7-0 UConn run. And now a steal from Edwards. Edwards all the way in, lays it home. This is the activity, the points in transition that the Huskies need, as you see their bench very engaged. And a whistle, a timeout. I think a good one here from Corey Close.
Yeah, without question. She needed to rally her troops again. They cannot give up the basketball and make things easy for Connecticut on the other end, because in the quarter court there have been struggles, but in transition, Avina Westbrook looking to push the pace, scoring two as UConn is on a 9-0 run, and then the big girl, Aaliyah Edwards, finally gets one of these layups to fall.
Our partnership with the V Foundation highlights the urgent need for cancer research and the elimination of racial disparities in cancer outcomes. You can learn more and help support by visiting v.org/donate. 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research. V Foundation has raised over $290 million for cancer research since its founding. Just outstanding work constantly being done there, and we so appreciate all of you who donate to this worthy cause. UConn starting to find itself a little bit here in this third quarter. So UCLA, a huddle there to gather the troops for Corey Close. Holly, what'd you get from it?
Really good positive talk to her team right now. She said, okay, that's their run. UConn goes on runs, but now it's time for us to start settling down and execute on the defensive end. She said, we were good in transition. We communicated at times, but now we got to sit down and guard, really trying to get her kids to emphasize on sitting down, moving their feet, and guarding without fouling here to stop this UConn run.
Yeah, and getting back in defensive transition is going to be a key as well, but that's why it's a great timeout for Corey Close, because that's when Connecticut can be really dangerous, right? Is when they go on those runs and get steals and get out in transition.
UConn, 7 of 11 from the floor in this third quarter, just one turnover. Osborne out to Thomas, shot clock down to 5. Osborne, bodies inside, can't flip it in. Rebound, grabbed by Edwards. Westbrook finds the cutter, Uhas for two.
When players get cross-matched defensively in transition, meaning they're not on the player that they would normally be on, there can be miscommunication. There can be opportunities to get easy looks like you saw right there from Uhas. Great job by Westbrook to continue to push the pace.
Thomas, doubled, kicks out. Osborne will fire. Not that time. Rebound, Uhas. Had it knocked away by Owens. And now a little 4-on-3 for UCLA as Penn misfires from deep. Nelson Adota had it hit by UCLA. And Horvat, and she was out of bounds when she did, so it's going to be UConn basketball, an 11-0 run over these last 3.5 minutes.
And that was a great look for Penn. That was a great look for Penn. She just couldn't get it to drop. And
UCLA has had quite a few good looks from three in this game. They're just 6 for 25 from deep, 24%. This is a team that shot it at 40% from three to begin this season. Williams against the UCLA zone. Williams will fire and hit.
Can I just say, Williams was wide open because of a beautiful pass fake by Evina Westbrook. It moved the entire zone defense a couple steps to get her the open look. Not enough players use the pass fake.
A 14-0 UConn run. Nasty, no, but a foul. And Anstey will shoot two.
Especially zone defenses are going to shift. Pass fake. Look, everybody goes. And then Nelson Adota sets a screen up top. Kristen Williams gets a wide open look. And this is a player who's been struggling with her shot. How's she feeling about it? Pretty good now.
Needed that one. Williams, certainly a player capable of big things. And UConn obviously needs it while dealing with the injuries that they are, most namely to Paige Beckers. Nelson Adota, meanwhile, just picked up her 4th foul. So Amari DeBerry getting ready to check in for the Huskies. As the second free throw is good for Anstey. And DeBerry will come and get Nelson Adota. Now this is where UConn ended up struggling a little bit, that helped start to spring Georgia Tech on Thursday when Nelson Adota went out with foul trouble. Late third, early fourth, Georgia Tech started to take advantage. We'll see if UCLA can.
Yeah, Nelson Adota is a good decision maker. She'll rebound, she'll defend.
Williams has it taken away. UCLA basketball. Good D there by Horvat. Osborne finds Cho. Thomas out of the double. Cho, ball fake, leaner, no. Offensive rebound isn't grabbed, and it's out of bounds to UConn.
It's a nice in and out, though, with Thomas. If she gets touches, she generally makes the right decision.
About a 17-second difference, game and shot clock. Edwards thought about forcing it into DeBerry, thought better of it. Shot clock down to 7. Westbrook over to Edwards, straight on jumper, won't go. And a chance for a final shot here at the end of the third for UCLA.
Yeah, look for Osborne to create on an on-ball, high on-ball screen.
Osborne 15 points, but just 5 for 17 from the floor. Osborne got the screen, can't hit the jumper, but gets the whistle. And Charisma Osborne is going to shoot two. Owens and Onu will check in for UCLA. UCLA 1 for 4 from the line in this game. UConn 7 of 9. Osborne misses the free throw. UCLA, normally a very good free throw shooting team, 79% as a team. But they are 1 for 5 in this game. Osborne hits the second. Onu will check in for Osborne, give her a little start on a breather.
And also let their defense set up in the full court.
1.8 to go in the third. Edwards gets it into Westbrook, and that'll do it for the third. UConn outscores UCLA 22-14 in the third and the quarter on a 14-2 run. And maybe the best sign for the Huskies, Kristen Williams finding her shot. She needed it. They needed it. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Rebecca, UConn able to find a rhythm in that third quarter.
And it's really important that they keep it going in the fourth, because there have been times this year, in particular in the games against South Carolina, against Georgia Tech, where they've struggled to find their offense. And if they can get offense in transition, if they can get points in the paint, it will go a long way in helping their confidence in closing out games.
Fourth quarters in the two losses, big issues for UConn. 3 points against South Carolina, 5 against Georgia Tech, a combined 3 for 22 from the floor with 13 combined turnovers, and outscored by 13 points in each of those fourth quarters. So how does UConn navigate that in this game, leading by 6 against UCLA, trying to avoid back-to-back losses, which they have not had since 1993, and a nice play at the start of the fourth there for UCLA with Thomas on the finish.
Yeah, great dribble penetration baseline by Osborne, and then moving by Thomas, understanding where she needed to be to get the look.
UCLA had missed its last 8 shots of the third quarter, a quarter in which UConn shot 9 for 14. Edwards can't bank it in. Onu the rebound.
Yeah, good defense once again by Thomas and her teammates flooding the paint as well, so things are difficult.
Cho leaning short. Rebound grabbed by Uhas, who's played some really nice minutes for UConn. Foul here against UCLA. Hey, this is the 20th annual Women's Jimmy V Classic. And Sunday, rivals square off with number 14 Kentucky taking on number 7 Louisville at 1 Eastern, noon Central. And then it's number 1 South Carolina hosting number 8 Maryland. Both games on ESPN and the app. One app, one tap. And to donate to the V Foundation for Cancer Research, go to v.org. And with Kentucky taking on Louisville, we just want to reiterate again that our thoughts and prayers are with everybody in that region of the country that dealt with such devastating storms last night. Tennessee as well. I mean, just so scary to see, and know the aftermath is certainly going to be traumatic for so many people. So we are thinking of you. Penn, pull-up jumper around and off. Nice box out there by Aaliyah Edwards. But then Osborne gets on the floor for it. Possession arrow belongs to UConn.
You could see UCLA like that matchup when Uhas ended up on Penn. Penn just has the quickness. So they went 4 flat and said go to work, but she wasn't able to convert the shot.
How about the minutes tonight from Uhas? 10 points, 9 rebounds. What have you seen from her?
A lot more confident player. She looked really good here today in her second start after the game against Georgia Tech. A player who looks like she's kind of figuring out her role bit by bit. Ducharme
spinning, leaning, doesn't get the roll, and Owens couldn't secure it, but it's out of bounds off of UConn. So UCLA basketball, 8:03 to go in this fourth quarter. It's a 4-point game. Never forget Tribute Classic at Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Our first ever regular season women's college hoops game on ABC. We're so appreciative of you hanging with us. Avina Westbrook darting into the front court. Euro stepping. Looked like she got fouled. No call, and it's going to be UCLA ball, and Westbrook a little shaken up. And Gino Auriemma is all the way out on the floor. He's going to get a technical foul. He is absolutely mystified as to how there was not a foul called on that drive from Westbrook. And to the naked eye, it did look like she got clobbered.
Yeah, it looked like she got clobbered, and he's come out of the court before. I've never seen him come out quite that far. Evina Westbrook pushing the pace down the floor, attacking the rim. I mean,
my goodness. That's as bad a missed call as you can have.
And a dangerous one, too, and I think that's where you get most frustrated as a coach, is when a kid is going in for a layup and their body's exposed and going up hard. And
that's an interesting spot for Gino Auriemma, because he obviously had every right to be upset at what was a horrendous missed call. And he also wants to defend his player, but this is a close game, and those 2 points are massive, could play a huge role in the decision of who wins.
Yeah, I do think it was the right move for him, though, to argue it the way he did.
Defend his player.
Yes.
Osborne.
And maybe get friendly whistles the next couple of minutes.
Good point. Thomas can't flip it in. Edwards a rebound. Westbrook okay after being banged up after that contact. Westbrook. Pull-up jumper, rims off. There's Juhas again with the follow. It's a double-double for Dorka Juhas. Now 12 points and a steal here to go with her 10 rebounds. Westbrook gives it up. Ducharme. No. Williams the offensive rebound, and it's going to be a jump ball with UCLA owning the possession arrow.
Dorka Juhas is the player transferring from Ohio State. She played 30 minutes a game over the course of her career there. And until Paige Beckers got hurt, she was coming off the bench trying to find her way. And now she's having a chance to start, fall into a rhythm, play more minutes. She has certainly been very, very good here today, Ryan.
12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 of 4 from the floor in 22 minutes for Dorka Juhas. Thomas over to Penn. Horvat getting into the paint. Lost it. That's going to be a foul, I believe, against UConn. Before the contact against Edwards, I think there was a reach-in. And it'll be actually on Edwards, who's taken a while to get up here for UConn. And a foul was called against Edwards.
That's a little bit surprising. She was out of the restricted area. Looked like she had position. I thought maybe they got the foul on Kristen Williams.
That's what I thought. I thought they were calling it on Williams on the reach before the contact against Edwards.
But they called it on Edwards?
Yeah.
And guys, Kristen Williams was arguing her point. That was all ball, that she got a deflection there. And Dee Kantner finally ran over and said, it's not on you, it's not on you, it's on Edwards. So Kristen was doing an argument there. And looks like we got an ankle injury on the left ankle.
You're right, Holly. Izzy Anstie shaking up there and trying to walk it off. I'm not sure she's going to be able to stay in this game. Let's see. And she will. She's got caught a little bit underneath Juhas. But Anstie will stay in the game for UCLA. A 3-point UConn lead. 6:30 to go in the fourth. UConn has not lost back-to-back games since 1993, which is really just a ridiculous thing to be able to say. In the corner, Williams hits another three. Kristen Williams starting to find her stroke.
So important. We talked about it in the first half with UCLA. So important here in the second half for Connecticut when UCLA is in that zone to be able to bust it from the three.
Lead back to 6 for UConn. Osborne gets into the paint. Williams comes over the block, and Osborne is hurt. Osborne grabbing at her left leg. And Corey Close trying to get her team's attention to foul. And Charisma Osborne is down, grabbing at her left leg.
She's been dealing with left leg issues. It might be a cramp.
Yeah, it looks like it very well could be, and that's obviously the best case scenario for UCLA. You see right away grabbing at it.
You saw when she left the floor, when she went up in the air, that that's when it seized.
And immediately was given probably some sort of electrolyte pack. Maybe a little mush banana in there. Tomorrow afternoon, we're featuring this top 6 college basketball matchup. Really should be a great one. Number 6 Villanova in Waco to take on undefeated number 2 Baylor. 1 p.m. Eastern, 2 Central on ABC and the ESPN app. With number 1 Purdue already losing this week to Rutgers. Real opportunity for both of these teams. As Charisma Osborne gets further attention on the UCLA bench.
Yeah, and it's certainly good that it looks like a cramp because she has been dealing with knee issues this season.
And UCLA obviously needs her down the stretch. Trying to survive minutes without her right now with UConn leading by 6. Westbrook, what a cut. Then gets blocked by Thomas. Nice D from UCLA after it looked like Westbrook was going to have a clean look at the rim. Holly?
Well, guys, Charisma Osborne came out of the game with what appeared to be that cramp, but she's also doubled over a barrel right now, a garbage can, and they're covering her head very graciously to what I can only imagine is possibly losing the contents of her stomach. So we'll keep an eye on that. They need her this last 5 minutes, but she's struggling right now.
All right, Holly. That is something to certainly keep an eye on for UCLA as Ducharme can't hit the 3. Rebound ends up with Westbrook. Nelson Adota back in with those 4 fouls. Ducharme on the attack. Uhas finishes. Dorka Uhas with her UConn coming out party this afternoon.
And Caroline Ducharme, also a player, a freshman, looking much more confident. She's been very good attacking the basket.
And a turnover here from UCLA. UConn an 8-point lead, 4:33 to go. The Never Forget Tribute Classic on ABC is presented by United Rentals, who is honored to give back to first responders and all those who serve their community and country. Massive performance so far today from Dorka Uhas.
Yeah, 14 points, 12 boards. She's been really active, gotten the ball inside, offensive glass, finishing. Looking like a confident player on the offensive end of the floor. And Ryan, you know, we've talked plenty about Connecticut having some struggles and not having Paige Beckers. Well, Dorka Uhas doesn't get these minutes if Paige Beckers is on the floor, if Azzi Fudd is on the floor, and this has been an opportunity for her to get more comfortable, show what she can do, and that's going to be the case over the course of the next few weeks for Uhas and her teammates.
14 points on 5 of 5 shooting. UCLA led 28-17 late in the first half, but it's been 40-21 UConn since. Paige Beckers, you see, just a spectator at this point. UCLA 1 for its last 14 from the floor. Jalen Penn has not scored in this second half after 10 first half points. And a nice block there, and still no Charisma Osborne out of the game after leaving with what looked like a calf cramp. Oh, nice D. Uhas read it the whole way on a very ambitious pass. Under 4 minutes to go. And a whistle here is going to go against UCLA. That'll be the 3rd team foul against UCLA. And now Osborne will check back into the game. So we'll see if she is affected at all by what she was dealing with. Westbrook gonna wind some clock, set up the offense. Westbrook will fire. No. Nelson Adota trying to keep it alive and gives UConn another possession here.
UConn's had good poise. They've had good activity here in the fourth quarter, gotten on the offensive glass, gotten good looks.
UConn a +7 on the glass in this game. Nelson Adota looked like she thought about pulling. Instead, great feed. Williams lays it in, plus the foul.
And I'm going to give two big girls credit on that. Nelson Adota with a great pass, and then Juhas clearing out the weak side of the floor. Kristen Williams has that lane because Juhas was posting up so strong, had the help, what would have been the help defender on her back. You can see it beautifully from that angle.
A 9-0 run that has come, Rebecca, after Gino Auriemma got that technical foul, defending Avina Westbrook after UCLA was able to take the 2 free throws, cut it to 2. He talked about thinking it was the right move to defend his player. Well, UConn has played very well in the minutes since.
Yeah, you can respond to your coach having your back and to getting fired up in that way.
Horvat could not control the rebound. And UConn's going to get yet another crack on this trip down the floor. Ducharme, you bet, on a 3, and UConn has its largest lead. It has swelled to 13. (61-49) under 3 minutes to go at Prudential Center. Jalen Penn, way off the mark, saved, but right to UConn, and Penn still yet to score in this second half.
Penn refused the screen that time. I thought she should have used it because her success in the first half came when she was using the on-ball screen.
An 11-1 run for UConn. Williams charges in, flips it up, no. Juhas, another rebound on the offensive glass. She has 13 boards overall. Her first double-double at UConn, her 35th in her career after 34 at Ohio State. Westbrook, a little too strong. This time Thomas comes away with it for UCLA.
UCLA needs to push.
Under 2 minutes to go, Osborne off the mark. Rebound, guess who? Juhas. And a foul called against UCLA on the loose ball. It'll go against Horvat.
She took a little extra time relaxing on the floor there. She's earned it. She has played with tremendous energy and effort.
I also think, Rebecca, if you think about the way UConn is going to have to try and navigate, especially this moment in time, not just without Paige, but without other backcourt help as well. When you think about AZ Fudd and you think about Nika Mule, who are both right there catching the action. Gino talked about having to grind things out a little bit, right? The energy plays, the hustle plays. That's always important. Feels more important right now for UConn, and that's exactly what Dorka Juhas has brought today.
Yeah, without question. It's those little tiny plays, getting the extra inch, and she's really helped them do that today. I thought Georgia Tech had the hustle plays in Connecticut's loss on Thursday, but Connecticut's done a really good job, as you mentioned, and Juhas done an incredible job here with those effort moments.
UCLA over the limit. Juhas at the line. Offensive rebound, Nelson Adota. And UConn has a firm grasp on this game with 1:45 to go in the fourth, leading by 14. The backdoor cut, Williams couldn't handle it first. And out of bounds, it'll be UCLA basketball. Well, the men's UConn team playing at 4 o'clock on ESPN2 against St. Bonaventure. Ranked 15th in the nation right now, the UConn men. Looking forward to that contest. 4 o'clock on ESPN2. Those fans will be staying hanging for that one. As the foul on the floor goes against UConn. Just their 3rd team foul.
So as we're looking at these two teams, Ryan, right? UCLA has some really nice pieces, and you know they've got a lot of new players and graduate transfers. They're going to take time to gel. And talking to Corey Close this morning, she was saying, you know, she's like, I understand it's about February and it's about March, and they're going to continue to work, but they certainly, and especially too as some of their players get healthy and can give their bench a little bit more depth, but they have some nice pieces. And it's interesting watching UConn today and how much they struggled early and then trying to continue to figure out. And we talked about it earlier. They've got this practice time coming up. Well, it's more time working without Paige, more time working without AZ Fudd. Again, trying to figure out the new roles and the way they need to play.
Well, UConn is going to preserve their streak of no back-to-back losses since 1993. Paige Beckers watches her team navigate a 4th quarter nicely after some struggles in the 4th against Georgia Tech, as well as against South Carolina. UCLA applying the foul. They'll put UConn at the line here with 1:16 to go in the 4th quarter. And Avina Westbrook, who, Rebecca, you mentioned at the time, she really kept UConn in this game early. When UCLA had it flowing offensively, had built a 6-point lead, 8-point lead. It was Westbrook who kept hitting buckets to keep them around.
Hitting buckets and getting boards.
Yeah.
Getting boards on the defensive end and then able to push the pace the other way. Yeah, I mean, they would not have kept separation without her. Now, Connecticut's gotten offensive boards last couple of times on missed free throws. UCLA has the box out here.
Westbrook gets them both. 1:15 to go. Osborne hastily into the front court. Osborne cradles it up and in, plus the foul. That's what you don't want to do if you're UConn. And Osborne a chance to complete the 3-point play with the clock fixed at 1:11 to go. (37-23). UConn has outscored UCLA in the 2nd half after trailing by 2 at the half. Remember, they were trailing by 11 with 2 minutes to go in the 1st half and ended the half on an 11-2 run. Osborne follows it up. Separates, takes the 3 and hits a new career high. 6 threes for Charisma Osborne. And still a little meat left on the bone here at Prudential Center. 9-point game. UConn leads. We'll be back in 30 seconds. UConn 65, UCLA 56, 1:02 to go in the 4th, but a 5-point possession there from Charisma Osborne, who now has 23 points, back in the game after leaving with what looked like a calf cramp and then maybe some contents of the stomach being disposed in the garbage, as Holly detailed for us more eloquently than I just did.
Now they're looking for a steal and then foul, but steal first.
Oh, the inbound hits the net, and a foul is given on Nelson Adota. And so Olivia Nelson Adota is going to go to the line now, where she is 10 for 15 this season. You know, this is why you play the foul game, right?
Yeah.
For as much as I'm sure some people watching with 1:20 to go and down 14, and you're saying, really? Like, what are you doing? But this is why. It's a 9-point game now, minutes ago. Oh, interesting. So it's Juhas who's taking the free throws, not Nelson Adota. Juhas was just 1 for 3 from the line this season, entering today, and she misses them both. So doors slightly open for UCLA. Osborne another 3 is good, and it's a 6-point game. And a timeout taken by Gino Auriemma. Don't go away yet. Charisma Osborne injecting some belief into the Bruins. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Well, Charisma Osborne with 8 straight points has made this a 6-point game.
Man, she's really come alive just in the last few possessions and coming down, pushing pace. Almost had the and one on it as well, but all right, we got life here, UCLA. Just under a minute to go.
A career high 7 threes for Osborne. She's 7 of 14 from deep. The rest of UCLA 1 for 15. It's a 6-point game, 54.2 seconds left. Here's Westbrook, a good free throw shooter, and she is immediately fouled. If you were UCLA, you could have probably taken a couple extra seconds to try and get it out of her hands, but they'll put Westbrook at the line, an 82% free throw shooter.
Maybe if a big had caught it, you know, but they've got their primary ball handler catching the ball. I think it was good to get it early.
Paige Beckers pulling down the mask to give some helpful instructions as Westbrook misses the first free throw.
And I'll say it again, UCLA box out.
This game looked like it was absolutely sealed. And missed free throws giving UCLA a chance. Westbrook misses them both. Here comes UCLA down 6. Osborne speeds in, backs it out. Horvat on the attack. Owens flings it up wildly. Loose ball, and the putback is good for Onu. It's a 4-point game with 37 seconds to go.
What effort and what energy by UCLA as they're trying to make things happen. Putting the shots up on the glass, then going attacking, getting the offensive boards, and finally able to finish here. 37 seconds to go.
This is a 10-0 run for UCLA. This has happened in less than a minute. With 1:14 to go, UConn led by 14. But a bucket and a foul from Osborne, a missed free throw she retrieved and then hit a 3, then 2 missed free throws and a made 3, and then 2 more missed free throws and that bucket there for Onu. And it's a 4-point game.
It's why you mentioned it. It's why you play the foul game. And a lot of teams, it seems to me, free throw shooting numbers are down. Seeing teams miss free throws late in important moments.
UConn has missed 4 straight free throw attempts. And Westbrook was someone who you'd be very comfortable with shooting free throws there.
82% on the season. And a senior leader.
So if you're UConn, who do you try and get the ball in the hands of now?
I would still play the numbers and go to Westbrook. I know she's missed her last 2. But I would go to her because you know she's going to secure the ball if she catches on the inbound as well.
UConn as a team, 10 for 18 from the line in this game.
They have a timeout, a couple of timeouts if they can't get the ball in cleanly.
UCLA with 1 timeout remaining, both teams in the bonus. A 4-point UConn lead. Things have really tightened in the last 45 seconds. Here's Westbrook in the backcourt, gonna let some time wind. Horvat looking to chase her and foul her, and finally does, but nice job by Westbrook to wind a little clock before she'll go back to the stripe.
Yeah, really well drawn up by Gino Auriemma. Get her in the backcourt so that she can have that time and space to get some ticks off the clock.
Fourth foul on Horvat. As Westbrook goes right back to the stripe after missing those last two. She's 3 for 5 from the line today. She misses again.
Badly.
5 straight missed free throws for UConn. Westbrook, 82%, had made her first 3 today, has now missed 3 straight. The second one is good. It's a 5-point game. UCLA will spend its final timeout. Yeah. 5-point UConn lead, 31.3 to go in the fourth quarter, and UCLA with the basketball down 5 after they were down by 14 with 1:14 to go. Ryan Rucco, Rebecca Lobo, Holly Rowe with you. I mean, Rebecca, offensively here for UCLA, is it just about trying to get Osborne another look from 3?
I think so. You want to have her with the basketball in her hands, and then she can make a decision. She can either come off an on-ball screen, a drag screen, something where she can get a 3-point shot up or dribble penetration and kick. She is surrounded by very good 3-point shooters, and she's going to draw a lot of attention.
5-point game. Osborne now with 26 points this afternoon. There is a correction now on the timeouts. UCLA still has 1 remaining. It was incorrectly listed on the scoreboard. The pass deflected out of bounds by Westbrook. It's going to stay with UCLA, who does have 1 timeout left. UConn with 1 timeout remaining as well.
Yeah, trying to get an inbounds where they can get a quick catch and shoot or a quick pass, catch and shoot.
Are they going to take a look at whether or not this might have deflected off UCLA? I believe they are.
Such a benefit for UCLA, because now if they retain possession, can draw up a play without using a timeout.
But it's only a benefit if they retain possession.
Correct.
And to the naked eye, it looked like it may have hit Owens last. We'll see. It was originally ruled UCLA ball.
Ooh,
Yeah,
her arm
it
right
hits
off her
the
left elbow.
arm of Owens. This is going to be UConn basketball.
And that's why you have high hands on the defensive end to try to not only get steals, but there the deflection. You're right, Ryan. That's going to be Connecticut basketball.
Goes right here. Boom. Off the left elbow of Owens.
Which you can tell because the change of the trajectory of the basketball.
And so this is going to end up being UConn basketball and will be an incredibly costly turnover for UCLA.
And Osborne was open. They had the little shorter pass on the inbound.
A 12-2 UCLA run where UConn has missed 5 of its last 6 free throws. Osborne has 10 in the fourth, 8 during this 12-2 run. Not taking a while to look at this. Looks pretty clear on that one angle. I'll have to get the clock should be right, but they'll make sure. This was a game that was zipping by, but it is slowed to a crawl in these final minutes as things have tightened up. So off of Westbrook and then bang. Off the elbow, seems to change direction, and I'd be very surprised if this is not UConn basketball.
I mean, it's clear on that angle, isn't it?
I think so. Dee Kantner, Mai Forsberg, Can Inoa are officials.
But plenty of time for both coaches to draw up what they want done if it is their ball or if they're on defense.
Yeah, right. This serves as a timeout.
Or 2.
Or 3 for both teams.
How about the heart of UCLA, though? This run that they have gone on.
And it is officially UConn basketball. Onu will check in for UCLA on the defensive side of things. And now UCLA again will try and come up with a steal and have to quickly foul UConn and put them at the line. So a big turnover there for UCLA, putting a little bit of a hitch in their comeback attempt here in the final 74 seconds of this fourth, in which they've turned a 14-point deficit down to a 5-point hole. Nelson Adota to inbound. Has to get it into somebody. Nelson Adota finally bounces it to Westbrook, who is fouled. That was very close to being a 5-second violation.
Yeah, it was, and Connecticut had a timeout that they could have used.
That is foul number 5 on Horvat. And free throws here again for Westbrook, who has missed 3 of 4 on her last 2 trips. Natalie Cho back into the game for UCLA. She is 1 of 11 from the floor in this game. And 1 of 6 from 3, coming off a 31-point performance. Westbrook missed again. Avina Westbrook has now missed 4 of her last 5 free throw attempts in this final minute, and UConn has missed 6 of its last 7. Westbrook got that one. It's a 6-point game, and now UCLA will spend its final timeout. They'll advance the basketball, down 6 with 29.6 to go. Well, you talked about the heart of UCLA, Rebecca, and goes back to what Corey Close told us about, you know, this team not being a great team yet. Talked about she was with Team USA, with USA Basketball in the summer for a month, how she brought in so many grad transfers, 8 new players, and that it's going to take a while to get all these pieces meshing together, especially with some of the injuries they've had as well. But you can see with UCLA that they likely are going to be a much different team as we get closer to March.
What do you want to see from your team when, you know, before things start to click? You want to see toughness and you want to see fight. And I think certainly we've seen both of those things from UCLA all game long. Even when their shots weren't going in, they were showing toughness and fight. We've seen it without question here over the course of the last minute. And Corey Close has to be really pleased with that part of it, because the execution's going to come and the chemistry's going to come, but you have to have the toughness and fight.
And we've seen it from UConn in this second half as well, as we check in with Holly.
Well, guys, Gino Auriemma said something interesting to me at practice today. He said, you know, have you ever been given a puzzle, a box that's a puzzle, and all of the pieces are in there, and they're great pieces, but the picture, it doesn't quite resemble when the puzzle is put together, the picture on the front of the box. He said that's what we're dealing right now. We have all the pieces, and even with the loss of Paige Beckers, no one feels bad for UConn. They still have fantastic players. It's just getting them to fit together right now, and I think this second half has been a good indication that these pieces can fit together. It's just going to take them a little time.
Yeah, we saw the distribution of scoring with those pieces there, Holly. As Penn has to get it in, does. 27 seconds to go. Onu dumps it inside. Williams steals it, and UConn will head back to the line with 22.7 to go in the fourth. Back-to-back turnovers from UCLA.
Trying to get the ball inside because they've got Kristen Williams stuck on Amari Thomas, but a great job by her stealing the basketball. And just to finish up with Holly's story about the puzzles, as somebody who did a lot of puzzles in quarantine.
Oh yeah, it was big in the Russian Lobo household.
But we have kids and dogs, so very rarely did we have every piece at the end. I'm just going to throw that out there.
So you felt like UConn and UCLA right now. Williams now, after not scoring in the first half, has 11 second half points. Williams misses the second free throw. Here comes Osborne. Osborne will chuck it up. Can't hit it. Rebound Uaz. She's fouled. And now this should just about do it. Sort of afraid to say that after what happened after the 114 mark. But
I know. Well, we were talking about, you know, they're not going to have back-to-back losses, and all of a sudden there was meat on the bone. All of a sudden it's a 4-point game.
The meat was growing. Fifth foul there on Thomas. Uhas will go back to the line. She's just 4 of 8 from the line in this game. She missed 2 free throws to kind of start this little comeback attempt from UCLA. UConn will win its first game since the Paige Beckers injury last Sunday, and a win against Notre Dame. And Uhas misses the second, but 16 points, 15 boards for Dorka Uhas. Osborne will fire again. Can't hit that one. Uhas gives it up, and they are going to foul. No need to at this point, but one is given, and Ducharme will go back to the line for UConn. Caroline Ducharme, also some big moments in this game for UConn. 12 points. Had some key buckets and a couple of big blocks earlier in this game.
4 players for Connecticut in double figures, a team that on the season only has 2 averaging double figures, including Paige Beckers. This is the kind of performance it's going to take in her absence.
5 players with double figures, actually. Osborne lets it fly, and that'll do it. UConn with a big-time second half holds off UCLA. 71-61 the final at the Never Forget Tribute Classic in Newark, New Jersey. It wasn't always pretty, but UConn was able to grind out a victory, and Gino Auriemma is with